guys, Rhonda Draculis here, RK3 Designs, and today we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to address a question that I'm really getting asked a lot, is how do you tint your epoxy? I know that as I do a lot of these videos, I'll say tint with a base tint, or I tinted it with mica powders or something. So I'm going to go through all of what I use in my business to tint the epoxy. So the first thing that I like to use as a tint is the base tints, the Stone Coat Countertop base tints. They come in a variety of colors, green, yellow, blue, purple, you name it. And that tint, when you use that, will give a very opaque color. So it's very dark, or not dark, it's just very opaque. You're not going to be able to see through it. You use it when you really want your background to be opaque and not be able to see through it, not a transparent look. A lot of people like to use base tints in conjunction with another base tint, and when they go like swiped one on top of the other, they call cells, which is very desirable in some finishes. So that's the first way, is your base coat. The second way is your mica powders. Your mica powders are very, very fine. I mean, they're used in makeup, eyeshadows, things like that. So they're very, very, very small. It's a powder. So they're very, very fine particles. So you can actually take clear epoxy and tint your epoxy this way and get a really metallic tint. So you can see that. Now, you can make this very opaque, or you can make it very translucent, depending on how much mica powders you put into the resin. I made this one very opaque. So if I were to pour this on a sample board or a countertop, you wouldn't be able to see through that because of the amount of mica powders I put in there. If you just want a transparent amount, put just a tiny bit. Okay, so that's our smallest particle of micas there are. Our next size is the dust. And on this one, I'm using gold dust. Now, your gold dust is going to be your next size up in particle sizes. Your mica powders being your finest, mica dust being your next finest. So with this, you're getting that glitter diamond effect, but you're not getting the opacity that you would get with a powder. It's going to be a very translucent finish. This is really cool to put in conjunction with other metallics because you'll be able to kind of see through your resin, and you'll just have hints of this gold. It also comes in a diamond, which is kind of like a silver white color. And a little birdie told me that they may be getting some other really cool colors in the dust. So that's your next size particle. So base tint, mica powder, very, very small, diamond dust or gold dust, your next size up. Okay, so then our next particle size up from the gold dust or the diamond dust is going to be our glitter. All right, so glitter is going to be a little bigger particles. You'll be able to see it, be more noticeable in your epoxy. Could easily take over a finish if you're not really careful on how you use it. And I do, if y'all noticed, I do like putting my additive in the cup first before I add my resin. And the reason I do that is if you have your resin in and then you put your mica powder, especially your mica powder, or your dust on top first and you go to start stirring it, it goes everywhere. So if you put it in there first and then add your resin, it makes it a whole lot neater. All right, so here's our glitter. Now you'll notice the glitter is quite a bit bigger and bolder. I do a lot of times like to mix glitter with a little bit of diamond dust, and it really gives a neat effect. The next size particle is your mica flakes. Now mica flakes don't necessarily tint your epoxy. It's more, gives it just a really neat effect. You'll see it a lot of times in quartz type finishes, granite. Sometimes they'll put some big pieces of the mica flakes in there. And the flakes are a pretty good size. I mean, they're actually almost the size of like a pepper, a red pepper. So these aren't necessarily made to tint. They're just made to have some visual additives to your piece. I'm going to add a little bit more. And a little bit of these go a long, long way. So you can see here, we've got big chunks. Beautiful if you mix this with a little bit of your diamond dust. Man, it makes a beautiful finish. Just a hint of diamond dust or gold dust in with your mica powders. You could even mix your mica powder, your mica flakes. You can mix different color mica flakes to give a really neat look. Okay, so our last way to tint is with actual spray paint. I do this a lot. And what it'll give you a transparent type of a tint. It's not going to be as opaque as your base tint. And it's not, you know, the metallics don't really tint very well. So if you want to tint and you want to get a metallic-y tint, go ahead and use your mica powders to do that instead of spray paint. That's just kind of been my experience. So I'm just going to go straight into my bucket. Do this away from you. Wear a mask. And then I'm just going to stir it up. And it really will give a neat transparent look. And the way you can tell it's going to be transparent is as it comes off your stick, you'll be able to see the wood grain of your sticks. So that's how you can tell your transparency. To recap, there's, I guess, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways to tint your epoxy. Base tint gives you the most opaque tint. Move to your mica powders, which can be a very opaque tint or it can be a very translucent tint depending on how much mica powder you put in there. Next, and that's the very smallest of all the particles. Next is going to be your gold dust or diamond dust, either one. That particle is a little bit bigger than your mica powder, but it's smaller than your glitter. This is probably one of my very favorite additives. I love the dust. Okay? Next would be your glitter. Your glitter, the particles a little bigger than your dust, won't fit through a spray bottle, so you have to just add it into your resin. Third, fourth, I lost count, is your mica flakes, okay? These really bring attention to your piece, okay? And then last but not least, your spray paint, which can either be barely translucent, just barely any, or you can add more, but you're never going to get a real opaque finish with your spray paints. And also, metallic spray paints don't work near as well as your gloss spray paints. So what I've done is I've just basically laid out just a little bit of the different ways to tint, and all I'm going to do is come in here and let you see the difference in the opacity and the thickness of it. That first one was the base tint. The second one is mica powders that I've done pretty thick. So you can get a more opaque finish depending on how much of the mica powders that you put in there. But you could still see you're not going to be quite as opaque as the base tint, but you have a metallic finish. Here's the next one is our gold dust. And you can see that it's translucent, but it still has that sparkle in it. And then come in here with the glitter. Now the glitter, you can definitely, I can even feel it as I'm running this resin down. I can feel the grittiness of that. So you can see straight through the glitter. And then we come in with our mica flakes. Now the mica flakes, you can really feel it as I'm laying them down. You can feel how some are standing on end, some are laying flat. So if you did this in a finish, you're definitely going to have to put a flood coat on there, or you may feel some of those mica powders through your first color coat, because they may be standing on end one way or the other, and you'll definitely be able to see it, or feel it, I'm sorry. Then the last one here is the spray paint tinted resin, and you can see how transparent that is. And you can make it even more transparent depending on how much that you actually spray. You'll never really get it to an opaque finish like you do your tint or even your mica powder if you put a bunch in there. You're always going to have a sense of transparency. Okay, so now that you see the different kinds of ways and additives, let's talk a little bit about what you shouldn't do. Because this black tint or your base tints are very opaque, if you add, say, mica flakes or a diamond dust or a gold dust to your base tint, it's going to get hidden because of the opacity of the tint. So you're really not going to see these particles. Now there are times when I've taken white base tint and not really made it super opaque, and I've added a little bit of either glitter or gold dust, or I'm sorry, the diamond dust, and it'll give just a little bit of a shimmer, especially if that piece is going to be maybe near a window where that sunlight's going to come in and catch your eye. But for the most part, you don't want to put your additives into your base tint. Now your mica powders, I love to put a little bit of the either gold dust or the diamond dust into my lighter color mica powders. I really don't do a lot in the darker ones because there again, it's going to be kind of consumed by that color. But I do sometimes add the dust to the mica powders. I do add dust to my mica flakes because you could see that's two different size particles and they really pair really well together. I also add glitter sometimes. I'm very, very careful when I do additives to err on the side of less is best, because you could overwhelm your finish in an instant with too much glitter or diamond dust or even your mica flakes. So be very careful. You can always add, you can't take away. And then on my spray paints, as you can see, if you do your spray paint tint translucent enough, you can see some of those other additives coming through, whether it be a glitter or a diamond dust or a gold dust. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope I cleared up some of the confusion. If you liked this, give me a thumbs up, hit the bell, and subscribe to our channel. Until the next video, have a great day.